Hey friends, this is Angela from Art of Creation Homestead. You're in the kitchen with me again. Seems like that's where we always meet these days. And what I'm going to teach you how to do today is I'm going to teach you how to make basil salt. Yes, you heard me right, basil salt. And at the same time, you're going to be preserving these beautiful basil leaves. See, look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? That's beautiful opal basil. And look at that humongous leaf. That's Genovese basil. But we're going to be preserving these leaves for use later, as well as making basil salt. So let's get started. First, we have about a cup. Well, let me make it so you can see it. We have about a cup of pink Himalayan salt. That's the salt that we use here, but you can use any salt that you want. Any salt that you use in your house, kosher salt, sea salt, anything that you use in your house. But this is what we use. So I'm going to pour some in the bottom of a wide mouth pint mason jar. You really want wide mouth for this if it's at all possible. See, I poured about that much. Well, let's pour off some of that. Poured about that much. Now I'm going to put in a layer of basil leaves. You want to put them down in there. There's probably only, because these are so humongous, I'm only going to fit about 2 leaves in there. See? Now you're going to pour more salt on top of that basil. Cover the basil leaves really good with the salt. See? See, you can see the basil leaves. See, you can see the basil leaves and then the layers of salt. Now we're going to do a layer of the opal basil, which I think is absolutely gorgeous and smells amazing. Now I fit about 3 leaves in that layer. Now on top of that, we're going to put more salt. Just cover them over real nicely. See, there's a nice little layer. Now we're going to go back to the Genovese. We're going to put some more Genovese basil. You can use any basil that you have. We're going to put, well, if that leaf doesn't go flying, you guys know if you've been watching my videos, things tend to go flying on me in the kitchen. And I have 4 basil leaves in that layer. Now I'm going to put more salt on top of that. Just cover it over with salt. Now I'm going to put some more opal basil. And you just keep filling it up like this. Just keep layering and layering and layering until you get the jar as full as you want it. But always start with salt and end with salt. See, now what we're going to do here is that's our last layer. So I'm going to dump the rest of that salt on there. You want a nice cap of salt on top. And see, isn't that beautiful? Now, we're going to put a lid on it. Put it away in your pantry. Put this away in your pantry for a few weeks. With the lid on it, that basil is going to infuse the salt. And the salt is going to taste just like all this beautiful basil. So it will be absolutely amazing in your pasta sauce. Sprinkled on tomatoes for your tomato sandwiches. You'll get that little hint of a basil flavor in your tomato sandwiches. You can't tell me that doesn't sound yummy. You can't tell me that because my mouth is almost watering thinking about it. Then you can also use those basil leaves in your pasta sauce and things like that because they are salt preserved. Isn't that a great little tip? This is just a short little tip for you, but it's a very valuable one. Remember, if you like these videos, give us a thumbs up. Subscribe so that you can see what I'm doing with the rest of this basil. Because this right here is just the beginning. I have 2 more towels full of basil like this. And that video is coming, so subscribe and click that little bell so you know when it's coming. And if you know somebody who would like this, share it with them. And always leave us a comment. We thank you for watching. God bless and have an amazing day.